Yeah, well, let's talk about it though. I just want to mention this. I think the fight gonna take place 2025. He gonna negotiate 2024. I think when they invent cars that could fly, Canelo gonna want to buy one of them. I mean, he gonna possibly fight Andrade, even if. I mean, man, if he fight him in 2025, I'll be happy because, like I said, if Canelo keep claiming he pound for pound #1, then he should fight him now. Can you hit the bell real quick? Now, I just want to mention this real quick. Hopkins, he came out and says it's time for Canelo to make some legacy fights. He basically saying, man, Canelo, what is you been doing lately? You ain't been doing a damn thing. Obviously, Hopkins, he part of Golden Boy. He speaks for Golden Boy, so he can't speak too much and criticize Canelo too much. He says, in my era, though, we fought each other. I fought everybody, this and that. So he basically talked about Canelo. He said it's now time to make these legacy fights. And I think they're trying to pressure him in a nice way. Because Oscar came out saying...
Pressure him to fight who?
Andrade. Because Hopkins said this fight will happen 2020. Only according to Hopkins. Nah, Oscar said that, he said around the same lines, fights that defines Canelo legacy are Charlo and Andrade. But when they speak about Andrade, they be like, they kind of dance around the question. But Hopkins, Radio Raheem to this day is still applying pressure. And he told Hopkins, man, listen, is he going to fight Andrade? Because you keep saying he going to fight him 2020, but people say otherwise. Canelo speaks otherwise. So what I'm saying is, what you think about the Hopkins comment of that fight taking place 2020 when DAZN clearly have other plans? When DAZN didn't even acknowledge Andrade as we talked about earlier.
Well, obviously, Canelo is his own boss, and I don't see anything that Golden Boy could do to pressure him to do any fight that.
Man, if they put a strap on his head, he won't fight Andrade. Is that what you're saying?
Well, listen. Hopkins is talking about a legacy fight, and I remember when Kovalev was letting some legacy out on him, and this is the same guy that Canelo stopped.
The only difference was the role reverse. Hopkins was 50 years old, literally. I'm not joking. He was literally 50 years old. He fought a prime Hopkins that was avoided by, what's that my man named, the southpaw?
You mean prime Kovalev?
Prime Kovalev, what's the southpaw?
Adonis Stevenson.
Adonis Stevenson, Superman. He didn't want no parts of Kovalev. Kovalev was the most feared. He fought him then. It shows you what kind of... Man, a 50-year-old Hopkins got more heart than Canelo now. So what I'm saying is Canelo, he peeped that Kovalev looked horrible against... what's that? Yard. And a guy with 12 amateur fights and 18 pro fights and never stepped up. He saw him almost knocking out Kovalev. The only reason he got stopped by Kovalev is that he gassed out because of all the muscle he was carrying or whatever. But my point is, Kovalev by that time already got knocked out by Alvarez. And I'm not talking about Canelo Alvarez. So he got dropped like 3 times in that fight too and got stopped. He came back and won that fight in a skillful fashion. However, it took a lot out of him. And then against Yard, he looked horrible. And of course, that fight with Canelo looked so bad that they talking about he took a dive. Even Kovalev said out of his own mouth he disrespected Professor Nim. He said that anybody that picked me to win don't know ish about boxing. And you picked Kovalev to win. I don't know what you were thinking.
I know.
So he disrespected you. So it's just pointing out.
And you picked Ruiz to beat Anthony Joshua. So
Ruiz didn't even train. If he would have if he started eating them burgers and got a good shift, he would have possibly beat AJ. AJ wanted to walk out of the ring. Like he was walking into the arena. Like this is the arena, right? He wanted to walk away. And that you let that guy beat you, Ruiz? But we ain't even gonna get to that. But like I said, hold on. Let me make sure. I think before you hit the bell, we have to call my man back. You know what I'm saying?
We do have to call him back.
We have to call him back.
Much respect. T-Tone, we calling you right now.
But like I said, before I call him back, Hopkins, at the end of the day, man, he's reaching with this. Like I said, Hopkins and Canelo aren't cut from the same cloth. Even Oscar, excuse me.
Wow.
Even Oscar, because Oscar fought a lot of people in their prime. Hopkins did the same. Man, Canelo, he's embarrassing the Mexican, legacy of his country. You have Mexico behind you. You're trying to defend Canelo, man. He making you dig in your
I
own
don't have
grave.
to. His record defends itself. I don't have to
The
defend
made-up
him at all.
record against who? 3 fighters that's in their prime for the past 15 years. Him in pro is embarrassing. His record is embarrassing to be the face of Mexican fighting. I mean, Benavidez should get that claim because, like I said, Canelo is not doing it any justice. So let's call my man,
T-Tone.
T-Tone. I want to see what he got to do because obviously I knocked out Professor Nim. He had nothing to say, so I'm on to the next opponent.
I ain't got touched. I'm looking like I'm looking like Ali after listing. I'm looking good.
Hold on. Let me connect my man real quick. I appreciate
Sean Johnson going in. What is he talking?
All right, Sean Johnson, you better call in. We gonna have Sean Johnson call in. My man, hold on.
Go ahead and sell this for us right now, man. What's going on?
What's going on, fam? Talk to me.
Hey, heck yeah, what's up, man?
Yeah, what's up? So, talk to me. What you think about everything that just took place in split decision? I mean, Professor Nim, he laid out, knocked out, spark out. You want to be next?
I'm over here looking pretty.
Hey, don't hang up on me when I'm done now.
Go ahead. Ain't nobody hanging up on you.
The Mexican fans, man, they're proud as heck of Canelo, man.
They what?
Who else is proud?
He said they proud.
Man,
who else is fighting 5 champs in a row? Give me a name.
5 champs?
Yeah.
He said Canelo fought 5 champs in a row.
Who is Rocky Fielding the champion?
I think
he was a WBA champion. That was in a real belt.
Yeah.
He got knocked out. He got knocked out in the first round.
That's on that wall.
He got knocked out in the first round.
How that's not real? That's a real belt.
That's a WBO, by the way. That you pointing at.
I'm just saying.
That's the WBO.
The World Boxing Association.
Listen, my man. So let me break it to you, because let's get serious for a minute.
I mean, Tito.
Canelo. Let me respond to him real quick. Go ahead. So Canelo, like you said, he fought champions, whatever. But at the end of the day, is calculated risk. He fight Kovalev when Kovalev is 1 foot out the door. Word to my man, Professor Nim. He said that out of his own mouth. Can I respond? Can I respond? Can I respond? So Kovalev, like I said, 1 foot out the door. Rocky Fielding got knocked out in the first round. You know what I'm saying? So he fought him, cherry-picked him. Obviously, Jacob was a good name. But Jacob had a tough fight with Demetrius, but I give him all the credit for, Jacob. Then who else did he fight? Because you said the last 5 opponents. Triple G. And, remember in the rematch, in the first time in the rematch, he got tested positive for a combuterol. And we can't dismiss that either. So he needed certain supplements to fight Gennady Golovkin, a guy that, basically his career is overhyped according to his biggest supporters, Max Kellerman and Jim Lampley. So I could keep going on and on and on, but his resume is made up because it's very calculated when he fights his opponents. He fight Kovalev on the way out, like I pointed out earlier. And I could go on. You could name me his great opponents. Can you please name them?
He fought also when he was undefeated.
Let Torino.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Hey, my turn, AkHi.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Break it down.
Hey, look it. Now getting to Kovalev. Man, one of the greatest light heavyweight champions, right?
Yeah, now it matters when you fight your opponent.
Hey, look it. Now let me get going here now.
Yeah, go ahead.
You get it, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Kovalev knocked out Jonathan, the young stud. And before that, Jacobs, man. Andre, Charlo, they said, no, man, I don't want to fight you, Jacob.
That's not true.
Canelo said, let's go.
Nah, don't bring up false information, but keep going.
And then getting to that, and then getting to Triple G. Man, going against, at that time, remember Triple G, they were saying he's the best. And that first fight, okay, nobody took nothing from nobody. But the second fight, man, Canelo said, no, man, it's me, man.
So how you feel about this, him taking combuterol in the rematch?
Yeah, all right, let me break that down to you.
Yeah, please do.
If you ate that meat in Mexico, you have that shit.
I want some of that meat too. Now, I get you. That's the oldest excuse in the book. That's what he's supposed to say. Let me respond. First of all,
man, I'll let you go.
What do you want to say? It was the Mexican meat? That's all you have to say. Like, ain't nothing to it.
Now look at, come on, I let you go. I'm just breaking you down, right? Now look, did he took the test for Jacobs? Did he flunk the test for
You
Kovalev?
digging your own grave,
Ever since he
fam.
stopped eating that
Because
meat,
the
he quit eating that
WBO
meat, he ain't
increased
flunked
the
no test.
computer limit. The WBC increased the computer limit so Canelo could pass the test. But let me respond to you. Now, first of all, you said about Kovalev. It matters when you fighting your opponent. When Terrence Crawford beat Gamboa, that's not the same Gamboa as Gervonta Tank Davis beat. So it matters when you beat your opponent. That's when you're gonna get your credit. The same guy, like Roy Jones, for example, he got knocked out how many times toward the end of his career? I can't even
5,
recall.
6,
I
7.
can't even recall the guys that beat him. But let's say somebody knocked out Roy Jones in his prime. Then he will get a lot, all the credit in the world. You're not gonna give the same credit to the guy that knocked him out in his prime and the guy that knocked him out when he was getting knocked out almost every day. No disrespect to Roy Jones because he's one of the greatest, but that's my point. It matters when you fight your opponent. Canelo is always calculated and fight his opponents coming off their worstest performances. And
Well, I don't
Man,
know if that's
Kovalev
true.
knocking out Yarde is the worst performance to you?
who?
Kovalev knocking out Yarde is a bad performance to
Hell
you?
yeah, bro. Yarde had 12 fights as an amateur and 18 fights as a pro. Can you name me a guy that Yarde beat other than, just name me a guy that Yarde beat?
Hey, look it.
No. Answer the question. Answer the question. If you can answer the question, you won. If you answer, no, hold on. Don't hit the bell. Don't save him by the bell. If you can answer the question, if you can answer this question, you won this debate. Name me a fighter that Yard beat.
Oh, no. The debate ain't about who Yarde
Hold on.
beat.
See, you said Yard is a great fighter. See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you
So-
kind of switched the.
He said
goalposts.
Yard is a great fighter, but name me a fighter that Yard beat.
No, he did not say. He said beating him was a good performance.
How is it a
He
good
didn't say that
performance when
was
Yard?
He said that was
hold
a
on.
good
Are you
performance.
aware? Hold on.
Don't change the subject.
Yeah, hold on. I'm not changing the
This is
subject,
about
but let me
Canelo.
respond to you.
His
Listen.
opponent is Kovalev.
Let me respond to you saying
His
this. All
opponent is Kovalev.
right, I'm gonna have to let you go if you're not gonna let me speak.
See, you're gonna hang up on me.
Now I'm not
again.
gonna hang
Come
on you, but I want to respond to you. So listen, hold on. Don't
You
even
can't
save
hang
him
up
by the
on
bell.
truth.
I'm
So-
about
You
to.
can't hang up on the
We
truth.
go it over.
Listen,
Okay, go ahead.
You're a false prophet if you the truth. Let me tell you this.
No, I
So,
ain't trying.
so
Name a lie that
are
I
you
said.
aware that Are you aware that Kovalev trainer was telling Kovalev in the 8th round, if you get hit like that again, I will stop the fight. And that's.
Buddy.
So you telling me that's not a bad performance? The trainer is telling him you one punch removed
That
from a
shows some
stoppage.
heart and grit.
Man, Yard got tired, man. Yard got tired and he couldn't even get up from a jab. Let's stop playing. But anyways, I appreciate Torrento. You 0-2 on split decision. Your record is horrible, man. Appreciate it, AkHi all day. But so like I said, at the end of the day, my man, he got knocked out today yet again. But I gotta say to this because he didn't let me
I'm gonna
finish.
let y'all be the judge.
So, like I said, Yard, at the end of the day, he couldn't name me a guy he beat, but he talking about he a great, great fighter. But at the end of the day, listen, Yard is this. Listen, Yard was one punch removed from stopping Kovalev if he took his time. He punched himself out. Yard's own trainer told him, punch yourself out in the 8th round, which was a horrible mistake. And then Kovalev trainer was telling him, man, listen, if you have another round like that, I'm stopping the fight. And you telling me that was a great performance? It just lets you know they tried it so hard. Like Akon said, man, I tried so hard to, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you got to try harder and fight these fighters on the coincidentalists instead of giving up your straps.
T-Tone, we appreciate the love.
Yeah,
and
appreciate it, man.
We just got to take in other calls. We definitely not hanging up on the truth. We appreciate your insight and everything.
Yeah, like I said, like I told him, name me one fighter Yard beat. I don't care if he even was a good fighter or not. Just name me a fighter, man. He couldn't even name me a fighter. I can't. You can't even name me a fighter. Can you name me a fighter?
Give me a second to think about it.
He was saved by the bell.
Let's go to the next one.
Let's move on to the next subject. Eddie showed proof of the offer he sent to Charlo. However, while he was showing the proof on Radio Raheem, who applying pressure to this day on these fighters like Canelo, etc., etc. Now, Eddie Hearn covered up the money. Now, obviously, but that being said, you know, the welterweight division is the hottest division in boxing, and this is definitely the hottest boxing debate show out there. So tune in every Sunday live. Of course, to my left, the one and only Professor Nam. You know what I'm saying? Today, I don't think it was a split decision. Y'all comment if y'all think it was a split decision win or a knockout win for AkHi, or Professor Nim, whoever y'all picking. Hashtag AkHi, hashtag Professor Nim. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Subscribe below if you're trying to get smart about a minute. If you're trying to get dumb about a second, don't. And listen to these casual fans. Of course, on Split Decision, we offer the book of the truth. So if you do open the book, that's exactly what you get, is Split Decision. So that being said, tune in every Sunday live by clicking on the notification bell to get notified every time we post or go live. If you want to attend the AkHi University, for all the casual fans that want to be hardcore, you know, come to the AkHi University. We have real life professors like Professor Nam teaching for free. All you have to do is subscribe, you know what I mean? So that being said, I appreciate every single one of y'all.